Anyone with basic common sense can see that what Charles did to his own son, evicting Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet from their UK home, was cruel and vindictive. Everyone can see that. However, the palace has put their machinery, the raw rotor, to work to spin this in favor of Charles. And that's what we are going to discuss today. First of all, someone called Peter Hunt, who is a former BBC correspondent on royal issues, said this on Twitter, and I quote, "Much of the UK media will portray this eviction as a righteous act by a strong king. It's anything but. Instead of building bridges, the head of state is torching them. The banishment of his son is cruel, unnecessary, and diminishes Charles and plays my family into William's hand." I'd like to add that it plays into William's hand. And my family, because what is happening is that King Charles the Cruel is training, as well as good King Harry, because everyone can see just how petty, vindictive Charles is. And I don't think that Charles will ever heal from this, ever. I don't see it one bit. My family, the Daily Mail, in which Charles hired the deputy editor to work for him, is spinning the story in favor of Charles, is spinning Charles' cruelty in favor of Charles. And this is how they're spinning Charles' cruelty. My family, Daily Mail, on its front page, said this, and I quote, "Charles evicting Harry and Meghan from Frogmore is the act of a king putting his country first, just as Peter Hunt said would happen. Just like clockwork. And as Harry said in the Harry and Meghan documentary, this raw rotor serve as the PR arm of the royal family." Harry said that. And this confirms it 100%. It confirms it that indeed the raw rotor are the PR arm of the royal family. They do PR for senior members of the royal family. And that's what they're doing right now. Trying to spin Charles' cruelty in favor of Charles. Oh, he's a king. Blah, blah, blah. My family, no one does what Charles has done to their own kids. Only a bad father would do what Charles has done. And allow me to also say this to people in the UK. If Charles can do this to his own son, if Charles can display this level of vindictiveness towards his own son, evicting his own son from his UK home, just imagine what Charles feels about you, the UK public, the UK taxpayer, if he can do this to his own son. My family, the public in the UK, should be worried. They should be concerned about what is happening and what continues to happen on what we're seeing, Charles' cruelty. And my family, the Daily Express, on the other hand, another tabloid, said this on its front page, and I quote, "Harry and Meghan rage at cruel eviction." once again trying to rile up people and claim it knows what Harry and Meghan are feeling. This is called, outrage clicks, trying to get clicks from outrage. And my family, if you look at exactly what Harry and Meghan have said through their spokesperson, you will understand their statement was calm, collected, brief, and just a confirmation of what has happened. Because my family, here's what Harry and Meghan, through their spokesperson, said. And I quote, "We can confirm the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been requested to vacate their residence at Frommer Cottage." We can confirm the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been requested to vacate their residence at Frommer Cottage. That is what Harry and Meghan, through their spokesperson, said. So where was the rage there? Where was the anger there? Where was it? Because I did not see it. And first of all, once again, the tabloids are trying to claim that they know exactly what Harry and Meghan are feeling. That they know Harry and Meghan's emotions, their thoughts. Listen, everyone knows that this move is cruel. Everybody knows that. But these words used, Harry and Meghan rage. First of all, you have no access to Harry and Meghan. You don't know their facial expressions, what they're feeling, what they're saying. You don't know that. And anyone who claims to know Harry and Meghan's feelings, that hey, look, Harry and Meghan rage at cruel eviction, like how tabloids are doing it. My family, they are indeed very much lying. Because first of all, they have no access to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They don't have any access whatsoever, not one bit. They have zero access. So first of all, the tabloids should stop thinking or believing that they can read Harry and Meghan's mind. That they know what Harry and Meghan are feeling, because we all know Harry and Meghan don't speak to them. I mean, just the statement, Harry and Meghan's statement, which part alludes or tells you that Harry and Meghan are raging? Which part of this statement? And I quote, "We can confirm the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been requested to vacate their residence at Frommer Cottage." Which part of what has been said there tells you that Harry and Meghan are raging, are angry, are pissed off? Which part tells you that? Nowhere. The answer is nowhere. And my family, this move is cruel. Everybody knows that. Everyone with just a basic common sense knows that. That Charles is being cruel and vindictive. On the other hand, Daily Mail, in which Charles hired the deputy editor of the Daily Mail to work for him and Camilla, they are saying that apparently my family, King Charles was being kingly, the act of a king. If you have a king that is petty, vindictive, hateful, you don't have a good king. And that is the truth and nothing but the truth. Whoever tells you otherwise is just plainly lying to you. My family, that's what they are doing. And my family, Here's how they're spinning the story. Hear this, please. And I quote from Kaiser. Charles is not just a father. He is a king. And the carnival of so-called experts whom they have tasked to spin this story in favor of Charles, called Rebecca English, said this, and I quote, that I know from numerous conversations with royal insiders in recent months that Charles feels he owes it to his country to act as a monarch, regardless of the repetitive family drama, which is why, as I understand it, he has backed bold moves to evict his son and his family from their former cottage home. How is this move being kingly? How is this move being kingly? What Charles is doing is exercising his power as the monarch and the person who basically is, in charge of who decides who lives there and who doesn't, as the landlord, really, the current landlord, as the monarch, who has the power to decide who lives at Frogmore and who doesn't. Charles is exercising his power to forcefully remove Harry and Meghan from their UK home. That is what Charles is doing. Kind of like how William has always exercised his power as the heir to order Harry around. That is what is happening right now. And because now they have realized they can't order Harry around, they can't control Prince Harry, my family, they are showing to the entire world that they have never ever loved Harry one bit. And my family, the tabloids are also saying that apparently, hey look, it's an empty house. It's empty. My family, people have multiple homes. People have multiple homes. People have that. And people can have that. Apparently, everyone is allowed to have, multiple homes other than Harry and Meghan, whom the royal family have repeatedly, constantly done everything in their power to chase out of the UK. And that's what they continue to do right now, And my family, so here's what they said. Won't someone think of the poor empty house? Eviction is a risky decision and one that Harry and Meghan, coterie of media defenders have already seized upon in their efforts to paint Harry and Meghan as victims of a protectionist and remorseless institution. And indeed, my family, Harry and Meghan, are victims. They have always been victims. Victims of a cruel institution. Victims of racism. Meghan, Archie, Lilibet are victims of racism. Charles has no regard for the welfare of his grandkids because he even does not acknowledge them as his grandkids. Charles doesn't even acknowledge them. My family, anyone in the entire world can have multiple homes. Harry and Meghan not staying in Frogmore Cottage does not mean that they have no use for it. And they know why it's important. It's important because of security. They know why it's important. And once again, the royal family are doing everything in their power to ensure that if and whether or not Harry and Meghan come to the UK, they do not feel safe being in the UK. Now, here is what is also being said. They're calling it an act of retribution, revenge against Harry and Meghan. And that there is no doubt that the timing of the move, days after the publication of Harry's memoir Spare, appears to suggest that it was an act of retribution. And there are definitely many in the royal household who will smile with satisfaction at seeing the back of what they call the disloyal duo, as they say, as some refer to them. You know, my family, loyalty is a two-way street. You show me loyalty, I show you loyalty. But the royal family is like, hey, look, you take abuse, take smears, take insults. They lie about Harry and Meghan, but then they don't expect Harry and Meghan to respond and expose them as the liars. That's the highest definition of hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. The ones who are disloyal in the story is not Harry and Meghan. It is Charles, Camilla, Kate, and William, who have made a deal with the devil, the UK tabloid media. And they keep handing over Harry and Meghan, sacrificing, as what Harry called it, sacrificing him and Meghan for personal PR, like what Camilla, for instance, has been doing to Harry and Meghan, for her to get good press. The ones who are disloyal are the ones who are leaking and planning stories to the UK media to get Harry mocked, abused, bullied, and insulted. Those are the ones who are disloyal. Now, my family, and they're trying to say that Charles is not a vindictive man, and that despite being deeply hurt at much of what he understands his son had said about him and his wife, he still hasn't read Harry's memoir and has no intention of doing so. And that this move was a while in the planning. And Omid Kobi has also said that my family, William, has been part of the conversations, asking whether he could get Harry and Meghan from a cottage for himself. And then they told William that the optics would look bad on him, so he backed down. And then instead, they had this plan whereby Harry and Meghan will be evicted from their UK home, that the surrounding is secure. So Andrew can move in. And then William can go ahead to live and stay in his fifth home, the Royal Lodge. That is what is happening right now. But they're saying that the royal family has a housing crisis. My family, members of the royal family, can never ever have a housing crisis. The number of homes, rooms that they possess and they have in their possession, the number of land that they own, will always show that they can never ever be having any form of royal housing crisis. The fact is here, William just wants more. I mean, please hear this, what they're saying. The royal family, you see, have something of a housing crisis. Not the kind of crisis faced by so many of the king's subjects, it has to be said. More the fact that they have a surfeit of grand houses and not enough people to justify their existence as lavish private homes, except only for Windsor, which is proven to be a bit of a bottleneck. And it's William and Kate's fault. The problem, once again, it's always William, always going to be William and Kate Middleton, always them. The beneficiaries of the smear campaign against Harry and Meghan, they're the ones who are always at fault. They're the ones who are always on the attack, attacking Harry and Meghan, time and time again, it's always been them, and their faces are being shown. Here's what is being said. The problem has been sparked by the Prince and Princess of Wales, Kate and William, decision to move their family out of their substantial Kensington Palace apartments and onto the royal family's Berkshire estate. For now, they are in Adelaide Cottage, are not immodest residents by anyone's standards, but with just 4 bedrooms, not even one for the nanny, they say. They're living cheek by jowl, Kate and William. William, who has inherited the Duchy of Cornwall from Charles, a $1 billion estate that gives him proceeds of up to £20 million a year, is saying he doesn't have a home and he wants a 5th home, a bigger place to stay, a bigger one. And he wanted, first of all, he wanted Fomo Cottage. That's what he wanted, because he always wants to take anything good that Harry has for himself. That is the story of the person William truly is. And William is not and has never been a good person. And that is the truth and nothing but the truth. And the world is seeing even more and more exactly who the problems have always been. The main beneficiaries of the smear campaign against Harry and Meghan. My family, William wants a 5th home. And hear their complaints, please. Please hear their complaints, what they're complaining about. The kids go to play dates at houses far bigger and grander than theirs. And apparently that can't happen for the future king of England. He wants more. He always wants more. Always wants more. And what William wants, William takes. And this move to evict Harry and Meghan is cruel. But William is very much behind it, as is Charles. Make no mistake about that. And then they say that it's a first world problem, admittedly, but one that would be solved if, say, a 30-room, 7-bedroom property, such as Prince Andrew's Royal Lodge, became free. That's what they've been planning. So William gets a 5th home. If, of course, he could be persuaded to downgrade to 5-bedroom Frogmore Cottage instead. A move that Andrew is said to be resisting. However, Andrew will have no choice but to move. Now, the royal family are also said to be severing ties with Harry and Meghan, because what they are doing right now is Harry and Meghan will no longer benefit from the ring fence of security that Windsor affords them. Harry and Meghan will inevitably argue, no doubt through court cases they're saying, and that any future visits to Britain for Harry and Meghan and the kids are infinitely more complex now. Now they're thinking on behalf of Harry and Meghan. Listen, of course, everyone knows it will be difficult because of the importance of Frogmore Cottage. As you've heard, the ring fence of security Once again, the people behind taking Harry and Meghan's security are showing their faces. My family, who is watching? I know you are. You're watching. Their faces are being exposed once again. You are being shown who are behind it. It's William and Charles, and they're telling you that. And the same people telling you that will be the same ones complaining if Harry and Meghan should ever talk about it and said it was a decision by William and Charles. They'll call Harry and Meghan liars. Yet here we have them saying, indeed, this move is because of William and Charles. And the reason is because William wants a fifth home. You know, that's what William wants. It's disgusting that this person calls himself Harry's brother. It's disgusting. You know, disgusting really. I feel sorry for Prince Harry for having such a person like William for a brother. You know, feel sorry for Harry. Now, they are saying that Harry and Meghan could stay with family and friends. My family, what they want is to put Harry and Meghan in a box whereby they'll be able to leak stories about them to the press and get briefings. That's what they want. Harry and Meghan won't play that game. And Harry has told them, I won't play that game. It's high time they accept that Harry and Meghan will never put themselves into a position of staying with traitors. People who leak and plan stories to the UK media abusing Harry and Meghan. And now they are saying that, hey, look, now this is a perfect excuse for Harry and Meghan not to attend the coronation. And guess what? Yes, it is a very good excuse. And the world is in the cruelty of Charles and William. My family, first of all, Kaiser says this, the true story. Here's what Kaiser says. Let's get this clear. Charles was desperate to change the subject after his stay with the EU president blew up in his face. And so he leaked the Frogmore eviction as a distraction. And guess what? People are talking about, Frogmore. Harry and Meghan being evicted from Frogmore. That is what people are talking about. Not what Charles did. And I feel like I should make a video on even what Charles did, about Charles meeting with the EU president, just because once again Charles is feeding Harry and Meghan to the press to cover for himself. I find that so cruel, disheartening, and just disgusting. An evil of Charles. And Charles meeting with the EU president blew up in his face. And so the palace is openly briefing Rebecca English, a carnival of so-called expert, that Harry and Meghan had to be evicted from Frogmore because it needed to be freed up for Prince Andrew, because William and Kate Middleton have their hearts set on the Royal Lodge. That's where they want to go and live. And thus Charles just dropped this all on William and Kate's lap. And to William and Kate Middleton, it is not enough that they have 4 homes already. Or that Kensington Palace Apartment 1 sits vacant for most of the year as well. For most of the year, William's residence itself at Kensington Palace sits vacant, but no one wants to talk about that. It's Harry and Meghan who have always been the target. Harry's wife Meghan being the target, as always. I'm upset about how poorly Harry and Meghan are being treated. It's so bad, really. And it's all William and Kate's fault. It's all William and Kate's fault. William and Kate wanted the Royal Lodge, and Charles just had to arrange it for them. Well, the kids go to playdates at houses far bigger and grander than theirs. I mean, come on. If they truly want to spread out, they can always go to Houghton Hall, where Rose Hanbury stays, and stay there if they want to spread out, as they claim. But instead, they choose to kick out Harry and Meghan so they can get, more houses, more homes. It's disgusting. William and Hamilton make me sick. They make me sick, really. My family. Kazan now says that as for what they are saying that Harry and Meghan could stay with family or friends. First of all, Harry and Meghan have plenty of friends and associates in the UK, yes. The real issue is security. And the Daily Mail knows that very, very well. Because the Daily Mail, the Sun tabloid owned by Rupert Murdoch, and Mail owned by Rothmere, has explicitly incited violence against Harry and Meghan, especially towards Meghan Markle, as we saw what Jeremy Clarkson did for the Sun tabloid. So they know the issue here is security, and they're doing everything in their part to ensure that Harry and Meghan are not safe and secure. That is what they're doing. And it's just wrong, really. It's wrong and dangerous. They must stop playing with the lives of Harry and Meghan. They must stop. Harry and Meghan are human beings, and they have a right to be treated with basic human dignity. It's high time that they treat Harry and Meghan with dignity. For once, it's high time. They must stop abusing Harry and Meghan and inciting violence against them. They must stop. My family, first of all, I hope that Harry and Meghan get back the money they paid for renovating Former Cottage. The £2.4 million. I hope Harry and Meghan get that money back. That is my hope. And my family. So what do you think about the tabloid's reaction to this move by Charles to evict Harry and Meghan? I'd like to hear your opinion on that, please. First of all, they don't know Harry and Meghan's feelings. They have no access to Harry and Meghan. They can't know what they're feeling, what they're thinking. They know what Charles did is cruel. They know what they did. What Charles did is cruel. They know that William is behind it also. They know that. And it's wrong what William is also doing, because he wants, a fifth home. It's disgusting how poorly they continue to treat Harry and Meghan. Now, my family, I'd like to hear your opinion on what's happening right now. And please stay tuned to our next video. Love you, my family, always and forever. One thing is for sure. Harry and Meghan, keep smiling and keep being happy. We stand with you. We stand with you. The world is seeing that indeed Harry and Meghan were telling the truth about the royal family and their cruelty. Because that's what it is. The world clearly sees that. My family, more eyes continue to be opened as to exactly the type of dysfunctional, toxic family, Harry had to escape and keep his space from. More eyes continue to be opened, and I find that very much encouraging. My family, hate never wins, love wins. Stay tuned to our next video. Harry and Meghan will be just fine. Stay tuned to our next video. Hello, members of Sussex Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of the Sussex Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.